She always says it's just a joke. Cut her off. Time to get the scissors. Get to cutting. Hey, what is up, society? It is your favorite wannabe influencer and Sovereign Koi, and welcome back to my channel where I post what I want when I want, and y'all like it because y'all like me. So anywho, I know that y'all read that title, so you know we're getting back into these Reddit stories today, baby. So I got some pretty cool titles. So let's just get right into the video. Let's go. First story. Would I be the asshole if I insist she needs to tell her age when we meet new people? Oh, my wife and I met 20 years ago. We were 22 and 25, respectively. Back then, we looked about the same age, but now, at 45, I look like I'm in my mid-50s, while at 42, my wife looks like she's in her mid-20s. We have lived in the same neighborhood since we got married, but we recently had to move and change our kids' school. So, nothing prepared me for how incredibly awkward it would be to enroll our kids in a new school and get to know new neighbors when I look like I'm in my 50s, while my wife looks like she's in her late 20s, and our kids are both teenagers. Why is you having a midlife crisis of you thinking you look old have anything to do with your wife? You're probably the only person who's thinking that, sir. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's one thing for people to assume I have a controversially young wife. When it's just the two of us, I couldn't care less. But it's another when I have to introduce our children. Because if they think my wife is around 28, it would make me look like a creep who got an underage girl pregnant. Sir, nobody is thinking that. I'm so sorry. You're in your own world here. Continuing, I asked my wife if she could start mentioning her age when we introduce ourselves, but she said I'm being ridiculous and that it would be incredibly awkward for her to do so. I don't think it's ridiculous to want to avoid being labeled a creep. Would I be the asshole if I insist after she said no? Yes! Sweetheart, let me tell you what you're experiencing. Insecurity about getting old. It's not her fault, baby, that you got them grays, honey. That ain't got nothing to do with her. Your wife looks good. She looks fine. Ain't nobody thinking that you got an underage girl pregnant. And even if they did, because nobody's thinking this. Nobody has said this to you. No one has mentioned it. Nobody's commented about it. Nobody sent you a text about it. Nobody's saying anything about anything. You're just self-conscious that your ass is old looking while she looks like she's still in her prime, honey. That's not her problem. Sucks to be you. But let's just say that we feed into this fantasy that you're having, this obviously psychotic break that you're having, okay? How awkward would that be? Hello, I'm Angie. I'm 45. Like, what the fuck? Like, who does that? Who does that? Nobody does that, sir. Nobody does that. You're asking her, hey, babe, can you introduce yourself as old so people don't think that I'm as old as I look? That's what you're doing. So it can help my insecurity. That's what you're doing, honey. You want her to announce this so you can feel better about being insecure about you aging. That's what this is. If we're talking about some being a creep, people are going to think that you had got an underage girl pregnant. Nobody's thinking that, sir. And even if they was, what they going to do about it? She grown now. What they going to do about it? Y'all got kids now. What they going to do about it? Call the cops? Right. So go ahead and go get yourself in therapy so you can talk about that insecurity about getting old and be grateful let your wife's titties still sit up, okay? I don't think it's weird. Yeah, Now you're looking like a creep now. Moving on. Am I the asshole for wanting to divorce my postpartum wife? I want to say yes, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, y'all. I'm gonna wait. I ain't gonna say nothing. It's stupid to think that I'm at this point, but here I am. My soon-to-be ex-wife, 28 female and I, 29 male, have wanted kids for years, and we were thrilled when we finally got pregnant last year. From day one, I wanted to be the most supportive husband and future father I could. Her father was never involved in her life. I used to work as a tech in labor and delivery. Oh, so you already kind of got some experience. Okay, good. And my brother, to put it kindly, is not the most involved father. Why are we mentioning your brother? What does that have to do with anything? Whatever. I saw too many problems up close when it came to lacking husbands, and I would be damned if I made the same mistakes. Period. Well, based off this title, honey, I don't know. We're going to go ahead, but good for you seeing the problems in other people and learning from their mistakes. Hard for a lot of men to do. Continuing. The problem is, roughly 4 weeks into her pregnancy, everything started to go downhill. She stopped wanting sex. I'm going to keep reading. I ain't going to judge. She stopped wanting sex. Fair enough. Hormones and stress make that a problem. I went full stop. But then she didn't want any physical interaction. No cuddling, no kissing, slowly becoming more and more distant. Okay. Okay. Her eating constantly changed and she was a terrible person about it. She would demand I get her something all day, and then the moment I give it to her, she wants something else, screaming at me. Okay, again, hormonal issues. I get it. No problem. Okay, I'm about to say something. Okay. She never let me go to any appointments. No group she went to, and she spent more time away. Became cold and bitter, constantly angry at me. This went on for months. Well, she's kind of growing a parasite in her. So, slapped me a couple of times when I forgot one of her dozens of tasks she assigned me during the day. Ooh. Not physical abuse, honey. No, ma'am. Stopped doing anything for the house a month into the pregnancy. Sure, she's pregnant. I get it. Moving around is hard. But she wouldn't even do laundry about 4 weeks in, and by week 5, I did everything. Now, girl, I understand. I get it. Postpartum, I get it. Pregnancy changes you, makes you feel different. Everything. Your body's changing, XYZ. She could be feeling unmotivated, but you haven't been pregnant a month. You're not even showing yet. Continuing. I'm also the primary source of income. I barely sleep. I'm running on fumes. She made me sleep in the guest room. Would always try and pick fights. I never once raised my voice, my hand, or my tone. I sat there and constantly mentally reminded myself that this isn't her. This will be all worth it soon. She didn't want me to make any baby decisions. No name, no work on the nursery, nothing. Okay, I'm sorry. If this is all true, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn if you're pregnant. This is abuse at this point. I'm going to keep reading, but this is abuse. Continuing. 1 month before she delivered, she yelled how fucking useless I am and how I don't do anything and that she's staying with her mother. She didn't let me get her anything, come check on her, threatened to divorce me and getting a restraining order if I called her? No, ma'am. A couple weeks back, I found out about the birth of my son from a Facebook post? Miss Ma'am! Okay. She posted it with her mother and some family. It fucking broke me. Of course it did. Why as her mother wouldn't you inform her husband? Excuse me? And don't try to act like y'all don't know him or something. Like, I tried to go to the hospital and visit. They had security kick me out. Oh my fucking goodness. What in the world? After months of outright hatred, anger, and abuse thrown at me 24/7, I fucking had it. Odds are I'm not even on the birth certificate. No, you're not, because you have to sign that. I opened a new account and all my deposits go there. Period. I took half out of our joint account. She never bought baby stuff ahead of time. Who knows what that money was going towards? So now she has to buy baby supplies for our son, and she's used every cent. I've gotten a lawyer. The house is mine. I'm the only one who spent money on it anyway. I sent the rest of her stuff to her mother's house. I'm demanding a paternity test. I'm not spending another damn cent until I get verification it's my son. Hey, that's a valid reason. I ain't gonna lie. I'm absolutely divorcing her. She chose a stay-at-home life. If she cheated, she's screwed. Her mother has money for a couple weeks stay. Not even close enough for full-time support. Oh, okay. If he is my son, I will absolutely be getting my rights as a father for a relationship. Period. Go ahead, take her to court. I tell men to do that all the time. If these women is giving you a hard time about your kids, take them to court. And you more than likely pay for his medical insurance too. Hello? Last week, my soon-to-be ex called. She was practically hyperventilating. She wanted to come home. She was crying how it was all a mistake. She's not staying with her mother. She's at a friend's house. She wants to come home. She wants our son to have his father. I told her I don't fucking believe he's my son. Period. Hello? Why the fuck would she put me through all that shit if he is? Show me a paternity test and I'll do everything I can for him. And him only. Period. She wants to meet tomorrow at a park so I can talk to her. I said sure, so I can finally say everything I should have said months ago to her face. Period. My parents are hoping we can make up, but they absolutely understand if I won't. My brother is a deadbeat jackass, so I don't care what he has to say. But my sister thinks that I should at least hear her out. Honestly, friend, no. I'm standing 10 toes down with you. Like, don't get me wrong. I fully understand. Like, I don't understand experience-wise, but logically, I understand. Pregnancy changes you, okay? It makes you more irritable. It can make you more aggressive. It can make you, like, not want sex. And then postpartum can be even 10 times worse. So I was with you with, her not wanting to have sex, her kind of being a little bit more, to herself and things like that. She could just be mentally just not there. But the mental mistreatment, the mental abuse, the hitting you and stuff, I don't give a damn how pregnant you is, bitch. You could have fucking sex tablets in that hoe. You don't mistreat people like that. It's just not right. I don't care what nobody has to say about nothing. Even with you being pregnant, you can still think. Even with you being maybe a little explosive, a little bit more irritable, being really weird about your snacks and when you want to eat something and changing your mind all the time, like pregnancy really can change you. But even with the worst people with depression, the worst people with anxiety, the worst people with PTSD, that does not give you the right, no mental condition unless you are autistic and you are not able to talk to people or really actually express yourself. Nothing, no mental health issue, including pregnancy, gives you the right to mistreat and abuse people. Because even people who have autism, who are like on the really strong stages where they can't talk and things like that, they're still sedated, they still get medication, they still get put in facilities if they're being violent towards people. Nothing warrants abuse. I don't care. Sorry. So no, good for you standing 10 toes down, because that mistreatment is insane. And then you went to your mother's house, okay? Maybe you're just getting away from him because you felt like you were getting more and more frustrated with him. Fine. Should have communicated that, but fine. You had this baby and didn't even tell him. He had to find out from a Facebook post. What is wrong with you? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't care. Nothing involving your condition had anything to do with that. That was wrong. For some reason, you wanted to hurt this man. For some reason, you wanted to be abusive to this man. Well, he's going above and beyond. And I believe everything that he said in this story, because the fact that you're begging and pleading and crying that you want him back, no. And then shame on your family. I don't know what you were telling them. I don't know what lies you were telling them. But if my daughter was in a happy, committed relationship all that time, and then she gets pregnant and this thing is going on, I don't care. I'm talking to her husband. What's going on? Because I just can't believe her outright. I got to talk. Because how is it y'all were just a beautifully happy couple, and now all of a sudden she's living with me? And then you wrong as hell for letting that girl have that baby without letting that man know. And then y'all kicked him out the hospital, which I understand. I'm not putting that on the hospital, because the hospital's whole job is to keep mama and baby safe. So if they're saying that you're a threat or whatever, they're gonna remove you. So I'm not blaming the hospital. But no. Nothing. The irritability, I understood. The being picky about food, I understood. You not wanting to do anything after a certain point in your pregnancy, I understood. Being withdrawn from wanting to have sex, I understood. Abuse? No. When that man was going all through his life, bending over backwards, trying to do everything he could for you, while also being the main provider. And this how you do him? Nah. Good for you, OP. Divorce her and do for your son. But there's the update, y'all. Hold on. I had to speed up the process of actually talking to her since the story spread quickly around the internet, inevitably reaching someone involved with friends or family, and now way more people I know personally know more about these details. Oh well, my bad. He wrote that, y'all. Before I ended up chatting with her, I opened up to my parents and sister about what happened in detail. My parents were flustered at me hiding the more unsavory details, to say the least, and are probably going to be checking up on me daily for the rest of the year to make sure I'm okay. Dang, what you leave out, bro? My sister would probably have to be held back from thrashing her. For real, me too, as a sister. Like, if this was my brother, girl. So I had to get a friend to help me with the chat, since my sister would not be able to contain herself. Same, because I would have leaped over the table. So basically, within hours of the story going into the digital stratosphere, I called my wife back as quickly as I could to finally sit down and talk. We chose a local park this morning, and I had a friend of mine record the conversation from beginning to end. I was basically ready to hear the generic affair story and get out of Dodge. Not you expecting her to be cheating. But of course it got complicated. We met at a section with picnic tables and picked one as far away from people to avoid them getting wrapped up in our awkwardness. She tried to have a big emotional chat and whatnot. I wasn't tearing up or acting like the hardest badass. I frankly was just wanting to figure out what this was all for. I didn't even get to ask the question before the floodgates spilled. I'm going to attempt to relay this story as best as I can, because even looking back on the recording, it's a mess. But also, it's because I don't 100% believe it. So fair warning, it could all be fake. This all started with her mother. As I said before, my wife's father was absent. When her mother got pregnant with her, her father went from being this picture-perfect guy he was at first to slowly changing into this negligent, abusive, unfaithful, and unsupportive jackass, ending with him disappearing when her mother was delivering. Okay, he's been in and out of prison since. No one knows why he did it. The impression her mother always gave was a strong, resilient woman who withstood anything life threw at her and did anything for her kids. She has claimed to be in therapy for years. In reality, she has managed to conceal a deep hatred for men outside of her sons. But according to my wife, there was favoritism towards her. My wife also found out she stopped therapy almost a decade ago, but never told anyone. Okay, y'all, I literally cut the story because it was like astronomically long, like super long. It would have been like an extra 15 minutes and I had to talk about the story. But Mom poisoned the daughter into believing that what happened to her with her husband was happening to the daughter with OP right now. So basically, when she eventually, like her mom convinced her he was cheating on her, that he was about to divorce her, that he was doing everything in his power to get rid of her, and that eventually when she was giving birth, that he wasn't going to be there. And when she went to her mom's house, basically the mom just had her all to herself and she just doubled down on everything. And that basically just made the daughter believe that she was actually in that same situation, but she wasn't. But after that, the daughter eventually got some huge reality check where that realized, oh my God, I just threw my whole life away because I let my mom poison me against my husband. So, and OP still 10 toes down. He still doesn't want to give her a second chance, even though the wife begged to. To be honest, even with that, because, OP also mentions that, she was a favorite of her mom. Like she favored her daughter, which makes sense because she ended up hating men after what her husband did. Even with that, though, it was, I don't want to say your choice to believe your mother over the man who was doing everything he could for you, but it is. Sorry, you allowed your mother to manipulate you. I mean, like your mother had no proof. She had no proof that your husband was doing anything to you. He was going above and beyond to take care of you. He was doing everything that he could for you. And you decided to believe your mother over your beloved husband. Your loving, caring, always being there for you husband. At your beck and call husband. Supportive husband. So I don't feel bad for her. OP, honestly, I support you in your decision to get rid of her because I would too. Okay. Yeah, because that's crazy. That's really crazy. And if you're able to be that manipulated, what else can your mother say to you that will manipulate you? Nah. It's good. It's good. Go ahead and get your paternity test. But she's still gonna do it. She's gonna get the paternity test for his son, but he's still divorcing her because no. Yeah, y'all drop your opinions down in the comments because that was insane. If she's able and capable to be abusive like that, imagine how she'll be down the road. Sorry. Nah. Moving on. Am I the asshole for telling my skinny friend that she's obese? Hi. Me and my friend are both 17 female, by the way. I'm obese. Nearly morbidly obese according to the internet. Girl, don't look at the internet for your health or anything like that. Call a doctor or just love yourself. But anyways, I don't really care about that stuff because I think self-love is more important and I'm happy with my weight. Period. But it's kind of an important part. My friend Maria is average, if not quite skinny. She's made fun of my weight before, but she always says it's just a joke. Cut her off. Time to get the scissors. Get to cutting. She constantly asks everyone in her friend group if she's fat. Oh, Miss Ma'am is insecure. And you remind her of that insecurity, and that's the reason why. She probably has body dysmorphia or whatever. I understand being insecure, but it's genuinely excessive and it's weekly. Oh, girl, no. She never eats her lunch and always throws it away. Then points to me and tells me that I'm eating so much and that even half of that would fill her up. She said this every day for the past 3 or 4 months. I don't think she's on a diet or anything either. She just makes weird comments like that a lot. Today she asked to try my jacket because she was cold. I thought she was actually cold. But after that she said, oh my God, this is huge on me. Does this actually fit you? Girl! Okay, I'm gonna blame it on the immaturity because y'all are 17. Obviously I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly. But my other friend started to laugh. I told her that she does look fat. Ooh. And she looks fatter than me. And that my jacket fits her very well. Oh my God. She got quiet and changed the subject. Period. Shut that mouth, honey. But tonight she messaged me and asked me why would I say that when I know she's insecure. I told her that I'm tired of her fishing for compliments and being rude to me because of my weight. She said that I'm just jealous of her, and then she left me on scene. I asked my parents for advice, but they agree with her and think that I was very rude. But I don't know how else I would have stopped it. Am I the asshole? What y'all think the vote on this Reddit story is? It's everybody sucks. Like, okay, I'm like, blame this on a Libra and me. I'm like on the fence about it because she's bullying you, OP. At this point, it's bullying because she's insecure. And it's like, yeah, she's insecure, but at the same time, I feel like what you said to her was a reality check for her. You continue to bully this individual. You continue to like make nasty comments, do rude things, XYZ because you're insecure. That has nothing to do with anybody else, honey. You're mad because her confidence upsets you. As a matter of fact, you're jealous of her because she's confident in her love and in her own self-care. She cares about herself. She loves herself. And you, Miss Ma'am, don't love yourself because you are too obsessed and fixated on a body type. So to be honest, sometimes people need tough love. Sometimes people need to get slapped in their face in order for them to get their life right, because you were literally taking this on for months and months and months and months and months. Her abuse because she is unhappy, because she's unhealthy mentally. So, I mean, did you have to say that? No. Could you have chosen better words? Yes. But am I going to be mad at you for saying that? No. Sorry. I just can't. Because the constant belittling, the constant like bullying, XYZ, nobody likes a bully. Like hey, she had to get what she had to get. So, but on the other hand, even with, her being like that, it is a mean thing to say to somebody that you know has body dysmorphia or insecurity issues. But at the same time, though, it's like, even though it's not the right thing to do, I'm not going to say it was the wrong thing to do either. That's basically what I'm going to say. That's my opinion. It wasn't the right thing, but it wasn't the wrong thing, And I would say, OP, stop being friends with her. Stop being friends with everybody, actually. Because the fact that your friends laughed at you and then she's constantly being nasty to you, that's not a friend, honey. That's not somebody that you need to have in your life. Her being insecure, not your problem. Go ahead and get rid of her. Okay? So, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily not agree with everybody sucks, but you definitely ain't the asshole, I can tell you that much. Okay? But yeah. Drop your opinions down in the comments. Moving on. All right, society, that is it for this freaking video. I hope that you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new, hi, I'm Koi. I would love for you to join my beautiful society, on my laughs, on my craziness, on my screams, on my madness, okay? I love you guys all so very, very much. For all my beautiful society members, please make sure to hit that bell notification so you're notified every single time I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, love ya. Bye.